The inner child is deeper than the surface level. In some cases, it's actually a generational curse waiting to be broke. It's so labeled working on the inner child so that you can be a better adult. I remember when I was in middle school around 7th or 8th grade, I was dead set on becoming an FBI agent working in the behavioral analysis unit because I always watched Criminal Minds behavior analysis unit, and it was so interesting to me how these people committed crimes, their mindset that they had going through it, and things of that sort. The most interesting thing to me with some of the people committing these crimes is that most of them did not have the best childhood, or most of them were seeking revenge, clarity, or something greater than the surface level from their inner child, something that they lacked within their inner child or their childhood growing up. They lacked. So they turned to crime. It was this one specific episode of Criminal Minds. This young man did not have the best relationship with his mother. His mother chastised, insulted, and just talked down to him in every aspect of life. And for childhood all the way up until he was an adult. And being that this was his mother, he never really had the courage to stand up to her and tell her, I don't like this, things of that sort. So he went out seeking women that looked like his mother to do exactly what his mother did to them. And in some cases, even worse. It was literally just pure torture. So getting back to what I was saying about wanting to work in FBI. So I continued this thought of wanting to work with FBI up until I got to college, and that's when I kind of sort of switched. So I graduated college in 2022. I got my first behavioral health job in the beginning of 2023. And I wanted to work within the correctional system, but then as I'm working, I work with youth, I work with elementary, middle school, things of that sort. And as I'm working with these children, it's not necessarily right now in the childhood that they need the help, but more so of when they are adults, because that's when our inner child program, our subconscious mind program, starts hardening or is the hardest. And as an adult, we really cannot be tamed. So as I'm working these jobs with these children, I realize that I don't need to be in the system. I need to get to them before they get into the system to prevent this. It needs to be a preventative cause. As I did more deep diving into my astrological chart, trying to figure out what my purpose really is in life, because the surface level is not for me. I want something deeper, more meaningful, more impactful. And I came across just becoming a guide, mentor, healer, whatever, for inner child, for those that are open and willing to needing it. So the inner child is our root to everything, regardless if you have a great childhood or the worst childhood. Your inner child is something that we always go back to. It's our programming unless we literally decide to switch the program. Our mind is like a computer. If we want to change it, we literally just put in another disk, or we just open another window tab. So if any point in your life you're ever wondering why you're stuck, you can't do this, or you feel like you're limited in any point in your life, sit down and go back to your childhood. Think about what really inspired you the most, what you enjoyed the most, what you kept going back to, and 9 times out of 10, what you are ignoring is your purpose in this lifetime. The inner child can be difficult for most who had a traumatic, conflictive childhood, but you connecting back to your childhood can literally be the reason that you free your bloodline. It could be the reason that your family operates better. So remember that the inner child is the root, and by going back to it, you are stabilizing the root for generations to come as well as yourself.